Are you not going to pay for my bill?
No, I'm not going to pay your bill.
Really? You're not going to pay? Like, what happened to all the good men out there? The gentlemen with A's for the bill. You really not going to pay? Like, not even half?
No, I'm not paying anything, not even half the bill.
Really? You should be ashamed of yourself. I cannot believe this right now. Why can't you just pay half? I don't understand.
I don't even know you. Who are you?
Why you gotta be so cheap? Like, just pay for it.
I don't even know you. What? Have we ever met? I don't know you.
Welcome to The Wall. In today's video, we'll see how a woman was left stranded in Miami during a romantic trip when the guy realized she was going with a friend. We'll also watch as a modern woman explains in a video that women should plan out arguments, plus another woman who complains that men don't pick up on signals. Your support means the world to us. Give us a like and subscribe to the channel. We're aiming for 150,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Share your experiences and advice in the comments. That's what helps this community grow. Turn on notifications so you don't miss a single video. Now, let's get started.
I put makeup on just for this date, so it better go well. And I'm not posting this probably if it doesn't. It did not go well. Truthfully, it lasted less than 2 minutes. I walked up, he gave me a hug and said, "Are you hungry? Let's go inside." We went inside. He said, "Actually, can you step outside for a minute?" I stepped back outside and he said, "I'm not trying to offend you, but I'm just not feeling it." So I walked to my car, came back home. Dating when you're fat sucks.
This is truly horrible. I will always stand up for men, but not for abuse. I say this because, from what it seems, she wasn't deceiving anyone on her profile. She showed that she was plus-sized, and she wasn't hiding it. She even told the guy about it, and he was okay with it. To me, it seems like he invited her only to humiliate her. If you're a man with a shred of conscience, you know that's not right. A man with values wouldn't act like that. I understand that it's often tougher for men who are overweight or less attractive, but inviting someone just to do something like this? That has to come from someone with a very dark heart. Maybe he wasn't attracted to her because she's plus-sized, but there's a saying, truth without empathy is cruelty.
Guys, this guy flew me to Miami for our second date for a vacation thing, and I'm pretty sure he ghosted me while we were here. He left. I have no idea why, and I know this sounds naive. I really don't think it was anything I did, but TBD, because I don't know why he left or when he left or he drove, but whatever. We're gonna call him Michael for the purpose of this story. So yesterday, Michael was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go get lunch with my sister really quickly. I haven't seen her in 2 years. I'll be back at noon." I was like, "Okay, cool. Just don't forget we have these hard to get lunch reservations at 1:30. He's like, "Yeah, I'll be back before that." So I went to the pool, minding my business, soaking up the sun. At 1:10, I was like, "Hey, where are you? Don't forget about lunch." No answer. And then at 1:20, I said, "Where are you? Are you picking me up for lunch?" Because he has his car here. He drove a couple of hours away from Tampa. And I was like, "Hey, where are you?" Then I started getting really frustrated, and I texted him something like, "Yo, this is just so disrespectful to me and my time," and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, "Hey, sorry to be not responsive. I just found out some devastating news," blah, 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 blah. Okay, I'm a very caring person. I don't think that's the word. But I'm a very trusting person, so I was like, "Oh yeah, something happened." Which to this time, I feel like something still happens. My friend don't think that something happened. They're like, "Oh, he definitely has a secret life." It was like, "Get your ass home." But it gets worse. I pushed the reservation back to 2. He misses that reservation too. And this is before he told me he had this quote devastating incident. And so housekeeping, and I promise this is important, housekeeping ends up coming. And I was like, "Okay, this is at 3:30, I think." I was like, "You can come on in." And after they made the bed, I took a nap. And so obviously they cleaned the shower too, which is important. And as I'm getting ready to go hang out with some of my other friends, I was like, "Fuck this." And I think this is still before I knew what happened. Actually, I think I knew that there's this quote devastating event. And so then I look around and I look in the corner and I realize his stuff's not there. I was like, did he come get his stuff while I was taking a nap? That is so disrespectful. And there is the possibility that he possibly got it while I was at the pool and he was supposed to be home by noon and all of that. That could have possibly been when he got it, but I don't know, because we're both very clean when we travel. So our stuff is very compacted, almost just somebody's bedroom. But if he did get it while I was napping, that's disrespectful. And I noticed this morning when I was showering that there was a washcloth that was wet in there. I was like, did he get his stuff and then shower? Because housekeeping would have cleaned it up yesterday if he had showered before they came. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, that would be so disrespectful. My friends like, were you sleeping through all of this? I was like, yeah, I'm a tank. So not quite sure what's happening right now. I'll keep you guys updated. I'm going to go run up some room service. Anyway, here's the first of many pina coladas on his tab. Thank you.
Let me tell you why. If a guy invites you on a romantic vacation to Miami and you accept, why on earth would you bring your friends along? Any man in that situation would feel he's just being used as a walking wallet because it was supposed to be a romantic trip, only their second date at that. It's also a red flag to go on a trip with someone you barely know on a second date. If she had really gone there to be with him, she wouldn't need to bring anyone else. When the guy probably realized the kind of bill he'd be facing, of course he was going to walk away. It's not that he had someone else. He just wasn't going to be her simp.
Guys, this guy flew me to Miami for our like second date for like a vacation thing, and I'm pretty sure he ghosted me while we were here. Like, he left. So the worst part about getting ghosted is we were supposed to go to Carbone the night he left, and I've never been, and I was really excited. But tonight I'm back in Miami, and I'm pretty sure I'm not going to get left. And guess where I'm going? Carbone. I was super excited because I hear my New York friends talk about it all the time. We walked in and it was a super inviting atmosphere. However, we chose to sit outside because the weather was perfect. I started off with a cappuccino because I'm a millennial and we always complain about needing coffee. And then they had this bread with tomatoes on it and it was so good. And even though I'm allergic, I ate it because it was amazing. First, we got the lobster ravioli, which was in a light white wine sauce with sweet pieces of lobster. Then we got their famous spicy rigatoni with a vodka sauce that's supposed to be cooked al dente, but I didn't find it to be very al dente. I also didn't find it to be very spicy, but it was good. My friend wanted to recreate it at home. They have a couple off-menu desserts, and I got carrot cake because I go crazy for carrot cake. My friend does not like carrot cake, but I convinced her to try it, so we're going to see what she likes, and she hates it. Ugh. I always like to play this game of guess how much the bill is. It ended up being $200 for 2 people with a 20% surcharge.
See what I mean? This woman always says she wouldn't be with a man who doesn't offer her the same lifestyle she provides for herself as a single woman. But I'm sure if that guy had stayed, he would have ended up footing the bill just because he's the man, and likely at a higher cost, too, because when a guy invites, that's when they suddenly want expensive wines. The man saw it wasn't worth the risk and left. Brothers, don't let yourselves be used as ATMs. If she's bringing a friend, she's not interested. She just wants you to cover the costs.
I don't mean to bring negative energy to such a sweet video because I think it is. I think it demonstrates the amount of respect and support that partners should have for each other. But everyone should remember that it goes both ways. All too many times I've heard from men that this is not the sort of reaction that they get. It's when men go through difficult times like loss of a job or mental health or some sort of addiction. That is when they find out that they did not have a ride or die. Their lady, the minute that they see them as too weak, that is when she leaves. And in general, I think that most men, they think that the woman that they're with would probably leave them if something really big like this happened. And that has to be tough for them.
Most men wouldn't understand someone as confusing as this woman. First off, a man picks up on a woman's signals only when she's already his partner, because by then, he's adapted to her and knows what she likes. But if I don't know you, how on earth am I supposed to know what you want? I can't read minds. Instead of dropping hints, why not just communicate clearly? I bet that 3 out of 5 times, things would go better for you. But no, she'd rather blame us because she's afraid to approach a guy. Women fear rejection but expect us to make the first move so they can turn us down. How convenient.
If a man expects you to make plans, I think you should plan an argument. Invite him to your argument and ruin his day too.
Your idea of communicating effectively is to act like a literal adult child by throwing a tantrum and starting an argument for no reason.
Based off female logic, if men start arguments for no reason, then that means automatically that they're cheating. So does that same logic apply here? But let me guess, it's different. And all day long in this app, y'all love to come on here and preach all this stuff about husband material and oh, he's not husband material. But if you can't plan a date, how does he expect you to be wife material? How does he expect you to have longevity with him and plan a future if you can't take initiative? Based off woman logic, wouldn't that make you a low value woman? A woman that puts in no effort is the bare minimum. And yet women love to convince themselves that they're more emotionally intelligent and they know how to communicate better. And if that's the case, then why are so many women agreeing with the fact that they want to have a literal tantrum when they don't get their way in a relationship? Make it make sense. Just imagine that you're dating this woman for 5 to 10 years, and every time that she doesn't get her way, she's going to start an argument with you, and she doesn't think she's part of the problem. The amount of women in the comments saying that this is a good idea, you guys think that you're the better communicators, but your idea of communicating is to start fights for no reason. Also, you don't think it's toxic or narcissistic or sociopathic that in order to communicate your needs, you want to manipulate a man by using your feelings and your emotions to get a certain outcome? By also woman's logic, wouldn't that make you a narcissist? Or let me guess, is it different? Now, honestly, men should appreciate this kind of content because it's so much easier to weed out the bad apples when they pretty much out themselves for the toxicity that they require in a relationship to be healthy. Okay, bye.
Absolutely. If a woman starts playing games and creating conflicts where there are none, for the sake of your own peace, it's best to let her go. A woman who doesn't know how to bring peace to her man is not wife material. This is where men often go wrong. If she argues, he backs down, and she ends up manipulating him. These women tend to act like little girls, and then men start reacting emotionally, arguing back. In these situations, you need to be the adult and not fall into the game. You'll never beat her at her own game, where she has the upper hand from experience. Instead, respond calmly and stop the argument. Start to walk away. She'll start reflecting on her actions, call you, and want to talk. That's when you can firmly make it clear that you won't accept that kind of behavior. As a masculine man, never get drawn into those games. Set clear boundaries and don't tolerate disrespect. I guarantee she won't try to start silly arguments with you again. We've reached the end of the video, but before we go, the questions are for you. What do you think about women who enjoy picking meaningless fights? What do you think about the guy who left the girl stranded in Miami? If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Your support means the world to us and motivates us to create more content. Stay tuned for the next exciting video from the wall.